Operation Win, our first Champions League as a manager, is well and truly in full swing. We have made it through to the semi-final in our first season here at Arsenal. But to get to the final, we do need to beat Paris Saint-Germain, which is no easy feat, especially with the away leg being the second leg. Having said that, we got past Barcelona with that. So who knows? Hi there, how you doing? Welcome to the MyCareer save here on Football Manager. We are in part number 8 with our fourth club, which is Arsenal. I don't know whether you've noticed, I kind of stuffed the intro up there. I could go back and record it. I'm not going to. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where it is going to be Paris Saint-Germain. We're actually going to play the second leg. I'm going to do what I did in the last video. I'll show you the results of the first leg. We'll go and play a game, and then we'll play the second leg on full camera. But if you're excited to see whether we can beat Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League and also win in the Premier League against Newcastle United, then don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And hit that subscribe button as well. Why not? Why the devil not? You've seen the professionalism that's on show. Why would you not want more of this? But you'll get to keep up to date with all the nonsense that comes out of this space, as you've probably noticed, on a regular basis. So, since you've last been with me, what have I been doing? Only a few games, not very many. We played against Leicester in the FA Cup. You can see the results up here. This was a mad one. We just struggled to get out of the gates with this one. And then we just kind of steamrolled over them when we got to extra time. It was annoying that we had to go to extra time, but go there we did. We then, as a result, were not particularly fresh for the Aston Villa game, where we just could not get past them. A 95th minute equaliser. To be fair to us, we were down to 10 men, but we weren't playing good before that. So, you know, it is what it is. But then we did have a much, much better game against Brighton. Martinelli, Tell with 2 goals and Pitchford with 1. Just seeing us over the line, although an injury to Villalba takes him out of this game and probably the second leg as well, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll have to deal with it as we can. So the 11 for the game against the first Paris Saint-Germain team. That's Paris Saint-Germain team. What is going on with my words today? The 11 for the first game against Paris Saint-Germain in this semi-final is as follows. It is Awusa Aduro in goal, Kadioglu, Saliba, Harto and Ruggieri in defence, Rice, Darvic and McRae in the middle, with Saka and Tell supporting Pitchford up front. We do, of course, not have Gavi. He got sent off. Go watch the last video. And we're also, as mentioned, without Villalba as well. So Pitchford will get the start today. How that will go, we'll find out, because he can be a little bit inconsistent. I'm going to go and play this game. I will come back. I'll show you how it goes. And then we'll have a bit of a talk about our chances for the second leg. Back in a moment. Pretty routine, straightforward victory, which was a little bit of a surprise up until the end, though. They did get a goal back. It's 3-1 after 90 minutes after the first leg. Vitinha in the 92nd minute just getting a consolation goal, which just makes things a little bit trickier for that away second leg. Paris Saint-Germain were poor throughout. That final chance at the end was just a case of De Ketelaere having an opportunity. The keeper was misplaced as a result of his save. And then Vitinha had the opportunity to put it in the back of the net. So, yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in the second leg, to be honest with you. Good performance from the majority of the players. Pitchford with 2 goals. At the beginning of the game, I swapped the Mazzala and the advanced playmaker positions around. So the Mazzala's now over here. It's the best game that Darvic has had in a while. Darvic was immense. An 8.1 I don't think quite does it justice. He had a role in all 3 goals. Did he have a role in all 3, actually? Did he take the corner for Saliba? I can't remember whether he did, actually. Definitely in Pitchford's goals, he had a role in them. Got an assist for one of them and was involved in the build-up of the other one. That was that first game. I'm going to come back. Look at the amount of money that we owe. Jesus Christ. I'll come back in 2 days for the game against Newcastle, because apparently we're only going to get a 2-day break for it, because, you know, football schedules. And then we'll come back for the second leg and watch the second leg properly and see whether we can get through. I'm nervous about it. Don't get me wrong. That is a really good result. But it would have been a better result if it was the away leg. The fact that it's the home leg, and then we've now got to go away and make sure that we don't capitulate completely with that pressure on us. Well, good side, but it's a lot to ask for. Coming to the game against Newcastle with an interesting situation, actually. So we're on 83 points with a game in hand on all of our nearest rivals. The nearest one of those is on 75 points. So that is an 8-point gap, I believe. So 8 points on the board. We've got 4 games left to play. which is 12 points. If we just avoid defeat, if we get 1 point and we extend our lead when all games are level to 9 points, we've won the title. That's a long way of saying we just need to get a draw in this game. Just need to avoid defeat. Other results might also do it for us. But if we just avoid losing, we win the title in this very video. Because the only way that we could lose the title if we get a draw today is by goal difference. And I don't think that's going to happen. Also, by the way, shout out Wolves. They're in the Champions League spots, which is a good thing to see. Right, let's see whether we can do that, shall we? And this is the 11 we're going to be using. It is going to be Owusu Oduro in goal, Missouri, Sotalo, Hato and Magari in defence, Gavi, McRae and Darvic in the middle. Again, that way around, I have kind of committed to that because it was such a difference for Darvic. Then we've got Tella Martinelli supporting Pitchford up front. Pitchford has been leading the line relatively well. I mean, he had a bit of a dry spell, but he also has scored in the last couple of games and played well. We are still waiting for Villalba, who will be up to 9 days away from full fitness. And Saka got a double whammy on his suspension. Not only was he red carded, but he also got a further 2-match suspension, which I appealed and nothing happens. You know, I've had it happen once where it's actually made a difference appealing. So, you know, it is what it is. But let's get to the game. Let's see whether we can win the title in this video and win our second ever Premier League title after winning it with Wolves last season. We've only won 1 title with Wolves, haven't we? Yeah, we have. I'm sure we have. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Oh god. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, because we finished like 6th or 5th back to back, and then we won the title pretty convincingly as well. Although it has to be said, Newcastle are a very good team, and I'm always wary of Kjaergaard. He's been a demon against me, but also I've used him once very briefly in my Deportivo save, the last save before the MyCareer save started. And that brief period I had him, I wanted to sign him on a permanent, but I just couldn't afford him. He was an absolute monster. And he has been in this save as well, so I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite us. But here we go. We kick off at St James's Park. 2 difficult away games we've got, by the way, today. We've got St James's Park here, and then we've got the is the Parc de Paris. I forget the name of the Paris Saint-Germain stadium. We'll have a look at that. But 2 difficult away games to try and secure what would be a very successful season. Today, potentially with a Premier League title win, and then at Paris Saint-Germain's grounds, where we could hopefully secure a Champions League final at the first time of asking at Arsenal. And Daniel Pitchford, I've written him off a couple of times, and there was a point when Villalba was just banging the goals, and I was just like, maybe we didn't need to sign Daniel Pitchford. Well, Villalba's injured, Pitchford is doing it. Also, good to see Noah Darvic involved in the build-up there, but Methistel does get the assist, and we are 1-0 ahead. I keep calling him Methistel. It's Mathistel. There's an A in the name, Stu. How many times do you need to tell yourself that? But it is 1-0. We lead. Early goal. Really good start. Keep more of that coming, boys. Let's just keep doing more of the same. Let's also get the table up as well. Because as it stands, my understanding is there's nothing that can happen that can stop us from winning the title if it stays as it is. We don't need to worry about other results. But I mean, to be fair, most teams are playing today, so we'd probably still have our game in hand over Spurs. So, yeah, it is pretty much the fates are in our hands at this point. And, yeah, excited for the fact that we will have a Premier League title at the first time of asking. I think the board, when I first came in, wanted us just to get Champions League qualification, and I said, we'll challenge for the title, which we've done. More than, oh my word, that is appalling defending. But I think Pitchford's unlucky. Pitchford has had a lot of offside goals this season, so he does need to work on that in the off season and in pre-season. But it's absolutely fine. We're already 1 goal ahead, so that would have annoyed me even more. It is disallowed. The flag did go up. I did see that. Martinelli's attempt is the kind of the catalyst for this. It kind of, sorry, that's my door opening. It just kind of goes into the crowd. I do think that's, I mean, is it harsh? I mean, technically it probably is offside, but I don't know, I feel like that's a little bit harsh. Been all over them in terms of highlights, but we do finally have a highlight for Newcastle to start with. Hopefully it won't last very long and we'll just get the ball and go up and score. That would be ideal. Right, Kjaergaard goes back to Botman, who's still at the club, to Rumble now, who I'm assuming is a new gen but might not be. They go all the way back to their goalkeeper here. which, you know, they don't want to do that too much because if they keep going backwards, they might just pressure themselves into a mistake. I tell you what, lovely work from Missouri, but he's actually giving the ball away whilst tackling the other player, which is a bit disappointing. Kjaergaard's in here. It's straight across everyone again. We managed to defend it well. Newcastle, 5th place. They're a good team. We're doing Wolves a favour if we beat them as well. I kind of want to do that. I do kind of want to do that. Right, I'm going to encourage the boys. Newcastle have taken over in this half a little bit, which I'm not overly happy with. I would like to see us get control again, but they are starting to kind of get a foothold. They are at home again, remember, so this is going to be a slightly more difficult game than maybe previously advertised. Darvish does such a good job there. He's got Pitchford with him. Why did he stop running? He didn't come up with an injury. He just stopped running. Oh my word, Pitchford, that's offside surely. It's offside again. 2 offside goals for Daniel Pitchford. He could have a hat-trick here, but he doesn't. That is going to be disallowed. Oh, I'm gutted. I'm so gutted. Why did Darvish stop running? Because if he doesn't stop running, he's got a perfect pass through. He's miles offside. McRae with the pass. It's a poor pass from him. He should have held on to the ball. He's actually gone up in rating for it, which is quite funny. But it's good to see us doing a bit more attacking after that sustained amount of pressure that Newcastle were putting onto us. But I'm a little bit disappointed in Darvish there. Great kind of way to win the ball, but then he just... heavy touch, but just comes up short. And I thought it was going to be an injury. I'm glad it wasn't. But, yeah, a little bit disappointed. I'm not very happy with Martinelli. I'm going to tell Darvish I'm not happy with him as well. Try and G him up. You two, let's say, keep going. Satalo's not been great. Missouri has not been great. I'm probably going to take him off, actually. And then you two, I'm going to say that to you as well. And I'll leave the 2 boys up front doing what they're doing. Yeah, Missouri can come off. We'll bring on Kadioglu. And I'm going to take Satalo off as well. He's not had a great game. Saliba can come on. And I'm going to leave it at that. Martinelli's not having a great game, but I'll leave it for the moment. Whenever he's there, but he doesn't like big games in the nicest way. Winning the Premier League title is kind of the biggest of the big games. So we'll bring those 2 on, and we'll demand more from the boys. And let's just see whether we can push on a little bit and get a bit of control back into this match. Because if you look at the match momentum, they've actually, and even the shots, they have turned the game around. They are the team that's in charge here. So we might need to think about some creative ways to kind of do things. They're actually taking over on possession as well, which, to be fair, do we play into that and go a little bit more counter-attacking? I think that's the wisest thing to do. Right, Darvish doing really well with the ball here. Gets it out wide to Martinelli. To McRae. Out wide to Martinelli again. Martinelli just passed the ball. Don't go for the... Why is he going for the shot there? He's on... To be fair, let's change him to that. But I'm also going to tell him to shoot less. Let's just see if we can save him in this game a little bit. Because that is quite disappointing. Because it's a great opportunity that he's just wasted. We've turned things around in the shots. But again, they are just on top of the game here. Kadioglu's not had a great start since coming on, which is a bit disappointing. I'm actually going to bring on Declan Rice. Just a bit more defensive stability. And I think we're going to take off Martinelli. I'm going to bring on Odegaard, actually. And bring him on as a... I mean, I don't really want to bring him on as a playmaker on that side. So I'll bring him on as an inverted winger on attack. Have him cutting inside. He'll be fine. I'm sure he'll do it. He can do a good job there. We know he can. I think he started off as like a winger, I think, way back. Or at least started off as like a known quantity on the wing. Harto with a looping header that doesn't go anywhere. We are doing a good job here of making sure that we are just reminding them what we can do, even though that they've had a lot of momentum in the game. Let's go fire the boys up for the final 10 minutes. Come on, let's just see this through. I'd love a 3 points to get us over the line. I really would. I'd love another goal for Pitchford as well, actually. Right, final change. Looking at players who aren't playing well. I can't really take either of these 2 off because, you know, I did kind of bring them on as subs. Darvish hasn't really kicked on. The start was really good, but that was kind of it. I'm going to bring on Paniagua. And I'm going to give Darvish the rest of the game because he's not been bad, to be fair. I don't think he's worth taking off. Let's give McRae a bit of a rest. I mean, look at that for Pitchford. That's so unfortunate. But he's got another goal. I mean, I'd like him to have all 3 goals, but, you know, can't always pick these things. Right, ball out wide to Tell. Heavy touch from him. Mosquera now looking to do something with it. Can we get it back? Tell does get it back. Lovely work from him. Into Pitchford. Heavy touch, but it works in his favour. Pitchford, he's swapped around with Tell here. He has got Tell for support. Means there isn't a striker immediately in the box. That's the disappointing thing. With Pitchford doing that as the complete forward, it means he's out of position. But Ruggieri now picks up the loose ball. That's miles offside. We've been so bad with our offsides today. Need to do some chance creation, I think. I don't know necessarily what the right thing to train is to solve that. I feel like chance creation would be the one. But I'll tell you what is the one. That's the one right there. Us winning the title at the first time of asking at Arsenal. There we go. Premier League. Tick the box. Completed it, mate. Excellent. Well, Premier League number 2. I'm very happy that we've done that. We can kind of move that out of the way now. I'm not saying the Premier League was a distraction. It wasn't. We wanted to win the Premier League here at Arsenal. But let's be honest. The reason we came to a big club like this is because they've got a chance. Well, they've literally won the Champions League in this save. So we came here because the Champions League. So I've got rogue hair there. It's been there for the majority of the video. It's been doing my head in. There we go. It's gone. We came here because the Champions League is what we want to do. And now the focus is purely on that. We've got 3 games left of the league that we don't even need to worry about. It's purely all about Champions League. And the FA Cup as well, to be fair. We've already won that once, but the FA Cup is also on our radar. Because I think we're in the final, aren't we? Yeah, I think we are. I won't say anything else to anybody because I don't think anything else is needed to be said. That was exactly what it needed to be. They are a good team in this save, Newcastle. We weathered the storm. We did the job. And as you can see, Spurs only have 2 games left. They can only get 6 points, and we've got a 10-point gap. And we've still got 9 points to play for. So that gap's probably going to get a tiny bit wider, I would imagine. Quick look around the results, just why not. Man United winning 2-1. So they're getting a stronger hold on 3rd place. They might even take over from Spurs, actually. Aston Villa trying to cling on to Premier League survival by beating Brentford, who are in 19th. Chelsea getting smashed by Southampton. That's unfortunate for them. Southampton hovering just above the relegation zone as well. The Spurs, Tottenham draw. Spurs dropping points. They couldn't afford to do that, but they did. Ended up not mattering. Leicester, who are having a very good season, actually. They were very difficult to play when we played them, actually. 4-0 against relegated Luton. Newcastle, obviously, losing to us. And Forest losing to Middlesbrough 2-1. I'm very happy to have that kind of done and out of the way. Now, the focus is on Paris Saint-Germain. We've also done a double as well, because we did win the Carabao Cup that I totally forgot about. Everyone's happy. We've won another title. We're now 3rd on the list. We're only 4 behind Arsenal. Oh, sorry, Liverpool and Man United. I'm now one of the top managers. So I'm 8th on the list. There we go. So I've won 4 domestic divisions. Bear in mind, of course, that not all of those are as exciting as they sound like they are, because you've got, where are they? The leagues. 1 Premier League in Wolves. National League North and National League in Spennymoor. So they're the leagues. They're the 4 leagues. So 2 of them, you almost can't really count them because they're not top flight. But we have also won 6 domestic cups. That will be Carabao Cup at Arsenal. Yes, it will count the EFL trophy and 2 FA trophies as well, but also count the FA Cup and the Europa League. In fact, no, just the FA Cup actually, and the Community Shield. We've also won the Europa League once, and we have won the Carabao Cup there as well. So we won the Carabao Cup twice. Lots of trophies. That's the point we're getting at. 4 domestic divisions, 6 domestic cups. We're doing very, very well. We've still got a while to go. Do you know what's funny though? This has obviously remembered the different times I played this season, because there I am when I played my Villa save at the beginning of FM24. And also, this is my imported MyCareer save from last season. Have a look at that. Started at Tranmere. No, we didn't start at Tranmere, actually. Other way around. Started at Dartford, which is up here. It's in alphabetical order, Stu. Dartford. 2023-2024, National League South, National League. Did exactly the same as what we did this season. Then we moved to Tranmere. Won League 2, won League 1. Won the playoffs in... with Tranmere as well before we moved to Southampton, and then at Southampton we just won everything. 2 Premier League wins, won the Champions League there, won the FA Cup there, Community Shield, 2 Carabao Cups, won a fair bit. Lovely stuff. And then we went to Chelsea. It all kind of went a bit wrong. We did win the Premier League and the FA Cup, but we were trying to win the Champions League, didn't do it there. And then we went to Man City again, same thing. We won everything in one season, but could not win the Champions League. Sorry, that was a little random look down memory lane there. I wasn't quite expecting. Right, I'm going to go away, and we'll be back for the second leg against Paris Saint-Germain at their place, which, by the way, just to confirm, the name of their stadium is the Parc des Princes, not the Parc de Paris. I got that completely wrong. So, as revenge, they're probably going to beat me now. Now remember, we do have a 3-1 advantage going into this game, but it is the away leg, which is obviously not my preferred way round. I think everyone would prefer to have the home leg second, but here we are. It is the second leg of the semi-final of the Champions League. Remember, the main aim of this save is to win the Champions League. So technically, once we've finished a Champions League victory, we've technically finished the save, although we do have the bonus objective of winning the 3 Champions Leagues with 3 different clubs. We're obviously going to be doing that at a minimum. So we just have to get into this game and see whether we can make it to the Champions League final. And this is the 11 that we're hoping is going to be able to take us there after our Premier League victory. It is Owusu Oduro in goal, Kadioglu, Saliba, Harto and Vigeri in defence, Gavi, McRae and Darvic in the middle, with Saka and Tell supporting Pitchford up front, who is on an absolute run of form. Well, 3 games worth anyway. Let's just get into it. There's nothing else we can do. Bit of pressure's hopefully been lifted with the Premier League victory. I'm hoping that we don't kind of go on autopilot as a result of that. I'm expecting us to end up doing that in the league a little bit, which is fine. I'm okay with not risking our players, to be honest. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. This is the thing. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just going to tell everyone that I'm worried about the aggressiveness of Gavi. So I think before we start anything, let me just get into the game. Before we start anything, touchline shout, calm down. I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. I think what I might also do is put that on. I don't want him to go in not hard on anyone, because he's got 12 tackling. 12 tackling is more than suitable for a midfielder, but he's just a very aggressive little so-and-so. And I just, because I've already experienced a red card with him, I don't trust him. I don't want to trust him. Well, I know I do want to trust him, but I don't want to take the chance of trusting him when it could blow up in my face. Right, Saka to Kadioglu. Heads it to get it to McRae. McRae going to try and hold the ball up here. He's got players who are running forward. Gets it back to Vigeri. We're going to reset a little bit here. Pitchford now looking for someone to get the ball to. He's going to go back to Harto. This is fine. Let's reset. Get everyone back in our shapes and go again. That's no problem. Ball to Saliba. Kangin Lee does a really good job of intercepting there. And the highlight does end. Remember, we're in their turf now. I'm expecting them to dominate us a little bit, but I would like to see a little bit from us. As long as we don't just roll over, I'll be happy. Remember, we have a 2-goal advantage. They managed to score against us away from home. I'd expect us to do the same. Saka's in here. Save from Donnarumma, one of the best goalkeepers in the world in this save, in real life as well. Champions League winner in real life, of course, now. Right, corner. Is Saka going to go short? No, he whips it in. Looking for the header. Harto. I tell you what, we don't normally go for the far post. We don't normally go for the middle. It's normally near post or nothing. That was really well done. Harto made that run. You could see him making it as well. And it's ended up being a superb set piece. It's whipped in here, goes past where it normally would go. And Harto makes the run from here into the middle and makes it 1-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. And now all of a sudden, Paris Saint-Germain, they've got it all to do. It's not impossible. We've seen in real life crazy Champions League turnarounds. So I am not taking anything for granted here just because we're leading in the tie on the night as well as overall on aggregate from the first leg. Saka intercepts there, really well done. Gets the ball to Mathis Tell. And now Tell gets it into Pitchford. Pitchford gets control of the ball. Tell now runs again. He's got no one in front of him. He's got people catching up. He's got people in support. Goes to Darvic, who's in support. Darvic, heavy touch from Darvic, but the ball comes to Gavi, into McRae. Can we make something happen here? Saka goes back to Gavi. Gavi, lovely ball to Kadioglu, the former Paris Saint-Germain man. And it's a save. I thought it was just wide from Pitchford. It's a save. Really nice effort from Pitchford in that case. It is going to be a corner. It's all action in the early goings here. We're only 17 minutes in. Whipped in. No repeat of the goal this time. Oh, the header down from McRae didn't find anyone. And the highlight ends a period of us just being utterly on top. Beginning of the game, I thought it was going to be a little bit difficult. But that shows that we have got signs of life in this game. We just need to keep it up. We just need to keep it up and doing what we're doing. And I'm perfectly happy for us to carry on doing what we're doing at the moment. Let's keep getting chances. Let's keep just pushing them and testing them. Because while we're doing that, they can't do it to us. It's simple when you put it like that. We're over 35 minutes into the game. No other highlights since that last batch. and as soon as I say that, here we go, and we start with ourselves in possession. Gavi back to Harto with that only goal of the game so far to McRae, lovely control there to keep the ball, gets it to Saliba. I think Ruggieri was looking a little bit angsty there that he wasn't getting the ball, but Kadioglu's ended up with it on the other side, trying to get past his man. It's an early cross into Daniel Pitchford. What a goal, laddies. Lovely cross from Kadioglu, the former Paris Saint-Germain man. I think that's who we signed him from. But Daniel Pitchford doing the job that we asked him to do. He just goes out wide here. Saka kind of just stays there, and it's an early cross. Goes forward a little bit, and then Pitchford just finds the space and just gets that goal. Heads it into the crossbar. It bounces down, makes it 2-0. And I think we've got a Champions League final on our hands at the end of this season. The next episode may very well be a double cup special. We might have an FA Cup and a Champions League Cup final. Might win a quadruple. Can you imagine if we win a quadruple in our first season? There'll be nothing left to do. We can't leave after one season. That would be obscene. Well, can we? Oh, I don't know. Let's not even think about that right now. We got to get through this first to get to that point, and then we've got to win those games. But we'll see what happens. I'm very happy with how things are going so far, but let's just go around. I'm going to tell I'm not happy. Let's try and get a bit more out of him. The two midfield lads are doing okay, but I'll say the same to them. Ruggieri's not been good. I might take him off, actually. And Saliba, I'm going to say that. Everyone else I'm going to leave. I am actually going to take Ruggieri off. Kadioglu can go over there. And I'm going to bring on Missouri. Missouri? I don't know how to say his name, but he's going to come on. And I'll leave everything else as is. There's no reason to change anything else. The main reason I'm doing that change is because Ruggieri is on a yellow card as well. I just do not want to risk anything. Right. Let's see whether we can see this through. I think at this point, 2 goals up, their goalkeeper's gone off. Aaron Ramsdale, who, by the way, rejected me as the Wolves manager. Well, I didn't reject me, but he was asking for £500,000 a week. I was not prepared to pay that as the Wolves manager. He's had to come on off the bench because Donnarumma got injured at the end of normal time. I didn't notice that. Hang on, let me just make sure. Don't want to leave anything to chance. Do everything that we would want to do. That's a Saar left foot. That's fine. Let's do that. And they brought on Colin Mawadi, who's a lethal player. 33 though in the game, but he's an absolutely lethal player in this game. Make sure he's going on his weak foot as well. That will do for me. Let's go into the rest of the game. Let's just try and see it out or add to it. I'm happy with either, to be honest. Right, highlight to us. Kadioglu's shifted over to the left side, of course, to Harto. Over to Saliba. Pulling on it a bit, goes to Kadioglu. Forward to Darvic to Pitchford. There's actually a foul in there, but Pitchford carried on. Gavi into Saka, it's offside. It doesn't matter anyway because the shot was missed. Darvic gets fouled. He's not come up with an injury symbol. He's having a good game, Darvic. We've not seen too much from him, but he's obviously pulling the strings in the background, which is good to see. Right, Darvic, what's he got here? What's he got? Is he going to go for a shot? He is. Nah, it's just over. Shouldn't have gone for the shot. Easy for me to say now, isn't it? Right, Tell's coming off. We're going to bring him off for... I mean, I could bring on Simic. Yeah, let's bring on Simic because he hasn't played for a while. And then... I don't know who... I want to make changes just to freshen the team up, but I don't really know who to take off. I'm going to take off McRae, actually. He's not had the best of games. Paniagua can come on. And you know what? Saka could come off for Odegaard, and we'll put Odegaard out wide as an inverted winger. We'll do that. There we go. Right. We're coming back for a corner as well. We might be coming back for a corner. Are we going to get that highlight or... No, we're not. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think we've still got one more sub left as well. We'll make that kind of in the last few minutes just to see the game out. But we've controlled this tie really well. Did really well in the first leg. And then we've just controlled it in this one as well. We've just got the couple of goals we need to. We've not really looked back from there. We know from the first game that they are capable of getting a late goal just to put a cat amongst the pigeons, but with a 5-1 aggregate score, I don't think there's anything they can do at this point that's going to worry us because I think we're pretty much home and dry at this point. You watch, I've just jinxed it. They're going to get a goal here, aren't they, just to make things nervous? No, they're not actually. Right, we don't win the ball there from Simic, but Kangin Lee now going to come forward for them and try and whip that ball in. and we're going to try and defend it as well as we can. Ends up being quite well defended, and Wusu Aduro does a good job of just claiming it, and that is the end of the highlight. Lovely stuff there, lads. Lovely stuff indeed. There's an injury to Paniagua. He's literally just come on. I mean, how important? No, he is an important player, right? Darvic goes there. We're going to take him off. Bring on Wanere. I don't want to risk him. I don't want to risk him. Let's change you back to that. Let's just take it off. There we go. I just don't want to risk Paniagua. I don't want to risk a serious injury to him. A, because it'll be handy to have him in for the final run-in for the 2 cup finals we're now going to have. But also, I don't want a serious injury to just completely curtail his career. I haven't pressed play, have I? I was wondering why the game wasn't doing anything there. It's because I've not pressed the play button. That might have something to do with Stu, mightn't it? Right, added time. But that, I think, is that. And we have reached our 2nd ever Champions League final in the save. The first was with Wolves. We lost against... no, semi-final against... was Wolves, wasn't it? Yeah. No, first Champions League final of the save, I should say. We lost in the semi-final against Spurs last season. Of course, look where the fates have determined that we ended up at Arsenal, so we can try and do one better and go and win it. For the 2nd time in Arsenal's history, remember, because they have won it in this save a couple of years ago. 10 million that we've got from that. It's going to be played at the Stade de France. Oh, I feel quite bad that we've just done that to Paris Saint-Germain, their national stadium, and we've just knocked them out. I tell you what, Kadiogo at 32, what a performance that was from him. But I do feel a little bit mean that we've just done that. Now, do we know who we're going to be playing against yet? I don't think we do. No, we don't. I am just going to move myself over. So, it is going to be against either Real Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen. At the moment, Leverkusen lead at the moment. Wow. 3-2. And they've got their home leg to come. Wow. Shall we stick around? Let's find out who it's going to be. Let's do that. I don't need to do any press conferences on the looks of things. Let me just rest my players real quick. Okay, players are rested. I'm going to just skip through and we're just going to see who it ends up being. We should hopefully find out any moment now. Well, any moment on this particular day. We're on the day of it. Right, here we go. Here's the other semi-final. Bayer Leverkusen at home, Real Madrid away. It's Bayer Leverkusen. Oh my word. Real Madrid dumped out of the Champions League in the semi-final unceremoniously by Bayer Leverkusen, and it's Rodriguez. Wait, do I know Rodriguez? Do I know this guy? No, I don't. Well, no, maybe I do. Maybe I've used him before. Alvaro Rodriguez. The name does seem familiar. He's a former Real Madrid player. They got dumped out by one of their own. Oh, lads. Oh, I almost feel bad for them. Not really, but wow. My goodness. What a performance that will have been from Leverkusen. What an absolute show of strength. Right, where are they in Bundesliga? They're only seconds. Miles behind Munich, as it always is normally, other than that one season where Xabi Alonso decided to take over German football. Wow. Who'd have thought? Well, there we go. Champions League finalists set in stone and the FA Cup finalists set in stone. By the way, FA Cup final is Leeds United. We are going to be playing both of these in the next video. We're done with the Premier League. You don't need to see the final 3 games of the season. There's no reason to show you them. No reason whatsoever. You've got Leeds, Leicester and Crystal Palace. The Leeds one's interesting purely because they're who we're playing in the final. Other than that, there's no reason to show you it. So, we will be playing those 2 games. That is the wrong screen. That's what I wanted. We will be playing the FA Cup final on the 24th, followed by the Champions League final on the 31st. And we will see whether we can win a domestic treble. Not a domestic treble, sorry, a proper treble. The treble. As well as, so we've won this, and we could win these 2. We could win a quadruple. That's what I could do that. Let's go like that. I'm a little bit taken aback. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm genuinely surprised with Okay, not against Leipzig. That was kind of to be expected. Barcelona, did not think we'd beat them. Did not think we'd get through past them. Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final, I thought we might struggle. But we haven't, and we now have a final. And this could be part one of the save completed this season in our first season at Arsenal. And if we win both the FA Cup final and the Champions League final, we're done at Arsenal. The aim then needs to be to find another club. But we can't just go and find another club. So the aim surely then is just to try and repeat all of the success next season and then leave at the end of next season. Unless a really good job offer comes. But I don't really want to do the dirty on Arsenal and just leave after one season. Doesn't mean I won't though. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, do not forget to leave a big like on there for me and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content to come from the channel in the future, which will hopefully include us winning a nice shiny Champions League. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.